To all our viewers from around the world, this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Ibrahim Balde. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. The Ministry of Higher Education, in partnership with the Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA, and UNESCO, on Friday officially handed over Educational Management Information System database to the government. The Center for Policy Research and Strategic Studies, CEPRASS, has launched a project called Strengthening Citizenship Participation in Local Governance to improve transparency and accountability. Up to 100 crocodiles at the Kachikali Crocodile Pool in Bakau are facing starvation due to lack of revenue as tourist number dropped and because of lack of funding. 25 members of the Gambia Police Force have completed 2 days training on a geographic information system. In sports news, the Gambia Football Federation GFF presidential election scheduled for the 27th of August will see incumbent President Lamin Kaba Bajo and Sadibou Kamaso vie for the top job. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome back, and many thanks for joining us. The Ministry of Higher Education, in partnership with the Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA, and UNESCO, on Friday officially handed over the Educational Management Information System, EMIS database to the government. Omar P. Jallo tells us more.
Education Management Information System, EMIS, provide quality data to facilitate better education system planning and policy dialogue. The Youth Empowerment Through TVET project, funded by KOICA with technical support from UNESCO, aims to help the Gambia improve data collection, data system management, and data use in decision-making, thereby improving different elements of the education system. Yusuf Toure is the permanent secretary at the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology.
I have no doubt that you are very responsible, and you've been doing the right thing, and this is only out there to support you in your process.
Ndemban Juve Ndong, the Deputy Project Coordinator of the Youth Empowerment Through TVET in the Gambia project, says EMIS plays an important role in policy formulation, operational planning, and subsequent monitoring of targets through periodic review, adding that the EMIS currently in place in the Gambia has many limits, as it does not allow the production of the indicators related to the link between training and labor market.
We know that to make decisions on sustainable policy strategies, you need information, and you need data, and you need it on a timely basis. So without data, we guess. We do guesswork, and we have done that as a country for many years, especially in the area of TVET. So this system is web-based, as I said earlier on, is web-based, which means that it allows people to enter data on the go. It means that we can have up-to-date data on a daily basis, and it means that we are better able to inform policy. We are better able to make policy choices that are effective, they are also efficient, and they are sustainable.
Sambaso, the Director of Science, Technology and Innovation at Mohas, reveals that an integrated and holistic image is needed in order to improve the management of the government's new education policy 2017 to 2030 and the upcoming TVET strategy.
I can comfortably tell you that in terms of operating and using the system and sustaining it, the policy direction will be done, and at the same time the relationships will be established between the institutions and the ministry and the National Accreditation and Quality Assurance Authority, who we have been working on with closely on this to ensure that we have this education management information system. Another component of the sustainability, we are conscious and we know that other institutions have already existing systems, and this is why we are open to linking the APIs of their respective systems to this one to ensure that you don't reinvent the wheel, or you have to go and let them resource or do away with their own system. So it's just a matter of linking things, and we are able to roll it out.
Jeneba Fall, the National Technical Team Lead, says the new system aims to strengthen the TVET database being developed at higher education level to link the basic and secondary levels and include data on the labor market.
The system is divided into two platforms. We have the TVET EMIS and the Global EMIS. Under the TVET EMIS, that's where the institutions have access to add data. So they can add their school data and sync it to the Global EMIS, which would be accessed by MOHAS. So on a higher level, MOHAS can also add data for tertiary institutions.
The overall goal of the project is to create an enabling environment that will give young people a better chance of finding decent employment by providing them with lifelong learning opportunities as recommended by SDGs 4 and 8. Reporting for KTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
The Center for Policy Research and Strategic Studies, CEPRAS, has launched a project called Strengthening Citizens' Participation in Local Governance to Improve Transparency and Accountability. Mamadou Gajaga attended the ceremony and he now reports.
Renowned for their research studies, CEPRAS launched this 2-year project to enhance citizens' participation in local governance for better service delivery. Lamin Damfa, the executive director of CEPRAS, gave an overview of their work.
The project that we are launching today was as a result of the opinion poll study that we conducted. If you remember, during our opinion poll, among other issues, we've also gauged the perception of people on local governance in respect to decentralization, relationship between local and central governance, and whether actually the central government is prepared to subvent the area council and the municipalities. So the results from these polls has indicated to us that there is a need to conduct a specific program that is going to be specifically tailored to the local government.
CEPRAS had previously conducted an opinion poll ahead of the 2021 presidential election. The outcome of the opinion poll predicted the incumbent President Barrow would win the election, which he did. Local government institutions, including the councils across the country, will be partners in the realization of the project. Landing Sane, president of the Gambia Association of Local Government Authorities, hailed the launching of the project.
The goal of this project spells out on how the citizens should take active part in holding the elected officials, just like myself, to account and also build capacities of the local government authorities of the Gambia on resource mobilization, help government understand gaps in and challenges faced in service delivery by local government or councils across the country.
The National Endowment for Democracy, NED, funded the 2-year project. Mambai Juf, a program officer for NED, says they are impressed by the work of CEPRAS.
And it's a pleasure for us to continue our support to CEPRAS. I mean, we have been very proud to have CEPRAS as a partner in the Gambia. We've been working with them for 3 years now, and we've been very satisfied with the work that they have been doing. So thank you, CEPRAS. And we are particularly pleased with this current project, which focus on local governance and also focus on improving service deliveries, accountability and transparency.
It will be interesting to assess at the end of the project how much of an impact it would have made on citizens' participation in local governance. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
Now, up to 100 crocodiles at the Kachikali Crocodile Pool in Bakau are facing starvation due to lack of tourists coming to view and provide revenue, and all fall in donation from philanthropists and organizations. Omar P. Jallo visited Kachikali to assess the challenges faced by those managing the crocodile pool.
There are about 100 crocodiles at the Kachikali Crocodile Pool. It used to be among the most famous tourist attractions in the Gambia. Its sustainability depends on the fees paid by visitors, tourists and donations by philanthropists. However, since COVID-19 hit the Gambia, things have drastically changed for these animals. According to the authorities there, the crocodiles sometimes go for days without food because there is not enough money to buy fish to feed them. Musa Bajo, the chief guard at the Kachikali Crocodile Pool, gave a brief history of the crocodile pool.
Kachikali was founded almost 300-400 years ago by the family, the Bojang. First they came to this village, Bakau, and through the help and support they gave to a woman that they met very first time, that, she asked for help. The help was that her baby fell down into the well, because the pond was a well.
Killing the crocodiles is not allowed because they are considered sacred. According to Mr. Bajo, because of financial constraints and to maintain a balanced ecosystem, they are forced to keep the population at 100. They do this by not allowing the newly laid eggs to hatch by destroying them. When this happens, Bajo reveals that the egg-laying crocodile usually show signs of aggressions.
Even though supporters are coming, but we still have a lot of challenges because you don't get all what you needed at the end of the day. So tourists not coming to this country or visiting this place is, $1 million question, how challenging that will be. As you just rightfully said, these crocodiles are eating about 250 kilos of fish because we got 100 crocodiles. So you see, that has forced us to go to what we call population control by taking their eggs to control the population because of these challenges that you mentioned.
Last year, the Gambia government, through the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, disbursed a $100 million bailout package among those operating in the tourism industry. However, according to Mr. Bajo, the Kachikali Crocodile Pool was not a beneficiary.
What I know that we don't have no rescue package from the government of the Gambia since during the COVID time. After that 100 or how many million, I don't know.
Bajo also explained that when crocodiles are hungry, they become more aggressive and fight among themselves.
The best thing you can do to be with them, you have to give them much respect. This is not about only feeding them. Example, if you are feeding me and at the same time you don't give me respect, there are certain things I will not be able to tolerate. So that goes to the animals too, because you wake up in the morning, you just come around them, you don't know the mood they are. You have to study and you have to know what kind of signal they're sending if they're not in a good mood, so you can be aware of these things.
The restriction caused by the pandemic has led to the closure of many wildlife parks, thereby preventing visitors and tourists from viewing such places. The resulting loss of revenue affects the ability to purchase food for the crocodiles. Although the coronavirus restrictions have been lifted, those managing this pool say they have not yet recovered and are still struggling. Reporting for KTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
Well, I can see Omar P. Jallo sitting beside a crocodile, and when a crocodile is hungry, it's very risky to get closer. And now we'll go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more local, international and sports news stories. Do stay tuned.
The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with partners, will be embarking on an other countrywide COVID-19 vaccination campaign from 11 to 28 August 2022. Vaccination teams will be deployed to public places such as community bantabas, health facilities, schools, markets, crossing points, and other strategic locations. All eligible people aged 12 and above are encouraged to come out and be vaccinated. Vaccination teams will be administering 3 types of vaccines, namely Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, and Sinopharm, all of which are safe and effective in preventing severe COVID-19 infection, hospitalization, and death. For more information, call the ministry's toll-free number 1025.
Have you been looking for the perfect indoor router with long-range Wi-Fi coverage and faster internet speed connecting all your smart devices? Well, we present to you the QCell Indoor Router, a router that has all you need and much more. For just $4,275, you can get 4G plus internet speed, wide coverage, and connect up to 15 devices. And that's not all. The indoor router can be used for both office and home needs. So, enhance your internet experience with our indoor router. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunubus. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back. 25 members of the Gambia Police Force have completed a 2-day training course on Geographic Information System, which is geared toward improving fleet management in the police force. More in this report by Ajibintu Drame.
The Geographic Information System, GIS, is the newly built application for the Gambia Police Force, which incorporates features that will help easy access to locations, accountability, and limitation to human resources, among others. The new PRO of the Gambia Police Force, ASP Bintanjai, thanked UNDP for their continuous and immense support to the Gambia Police Force, adding that the GIS will be significant in enhancing monitoring and the force's internal accounting systems.
The Gambia Police Force is a security entity with a clear-cut vision of managing the affairs of its staff. Therefore, this platform will undoubtedly assist the senior management of the Gambia Police Force to not only monitor locations of facilities and other resources, but also help come with informed decisions on the distribution and management of both human and material resources.
Shelangwa, UNDP Monitoring and Evaluation Specialist, commends the participants for their interest and encourages them to share the knowledge gained with other colleagues. Ibrahim Abba, Assistant Inspector General of Police, states that the Geographic Information System will assist the police in identifying gaps and in making informed decisions.
The system also helps, in my opinion, in crime surveys. If it is extended, I'm sure the consultant has the capacity to do that. It can help in crime surveys and crime mapping. Please be informed that you are going to be our ambassadors and focal persons for this project. Remember, it's a project. It's going to be ongoing. And then the project coordinators and the project provider will tell you how it proceeds.
ASP Modu Laminkota, Station Officer for Banjul Police Station and a participant, explains how he will contribute to his unit.
The implementation of this particular knowledge is going to be by, like you said, lecturing our people, showing them how to do this, and then practicalizing what we learned here. Because the application, putting it on your phone or on your desktop or laptop, and with practice, you can always come up high there.
The Geographic Information System, GIS, will play an important role in the digital age as it improves communication. GIS-based maps and visualization greatly assist in understanding and assessing situations. Ajibintu Drame, QTV News.
The Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, with support from UNICEF, organized a holiday camp for lower and upper basic school in CRR to help children access 21st century skills development. Ibrahim Jallo was there, and here is his report.
This holiday camp brings together the Regional Education Directorates, 5 North, 5 South, and Region 6. Each region is to send in 75 participants, including their respective chairpersons. During this camp, students will be taken through various topics such as cyberbullying, social cohesion, interpersonal skills, and sustainable development goals. The camp, which aims to promote the fully independent and active participation of children in society, will also provide extensive opportunities for children to take part in social activities as well as dramatic and visual arts programs. Paul Kemendi, Director Region 5 South, explained that the camp hopes to create social cohesion among students.
Old to about to create social cohesion. We can know each other better and participate better and love each other better when there is this forum where you gather students from 3 different regions to converge for 5 days, reporting day, 3 days of activities, and 1 day of departure. That means 5 days. I need to thank UNICEF for providing the resources.
He further explained that the summer camp would also address education policy.
The theme of this summer camp speaks squarely on education and policy, because you talk about inclusive education. And in the midst of the students, you have the special needs, and you can see them interacting with them. They are not excluded to be included.
Nohajata, an education specialist with UNICEF, urged everyone to help contribute positively to society.
In this hall, every individual in this country need to contribute to society. And we should be asking ourselves, what is my contribution to society? Your contribution in your household, your contribution in your home, your contribution in the village, your contribution in the school, your contribution in the country. I think that's very important. At every stage of our life, we should be conscious about this contribution. What am I contributing to society?
Usman Ba, the governor of CRR, explained that we live in a complex and challenging world with ever-growing and advanced technologies at our disposal, including the internet and social media.
I would like to remind you that we live in a challenging and complex world with ever-growing advanced technology, which includes the internet and social media. We must be obliged to remind ourselves to use the internet and social media responsibly, as it could have negative and far-reaching consequences in our lives. The social media could be a potential source of conflict and instability.
The Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education and the United Nations Children's Fund are launching a new approach to help orphans and children in a special difficult condition develop to their fullest potential. For QTV News, I am Ibrahim Jallo.
From that story, we'll shift our attention to some sports news. The Gambia Football Federation GFF presidential election is scheduled for Saturday, 27th August. The incumbent Lamin Kaba Bajo has served 2 terms in his seeking re-election. His challenger, Sadibou Kamaso, says he wants to restore confidence in the Gambia football. Our sport reporter Momodu Gajaga previewed the election, and this is his report.
The build-up to the 2022 GFF presidential election, scheduled for Saturday, August 27, is one of the most interesting for football enthusiasts, and judging by social media discussions, even those who don't know or care much about which teams play in the Gambian League. Lamin Kaba Bajo versus Sadibou Kamaso for GFF president is a 2-horse race. At the convention, attention will inevitably be focused on the big prize, which is the presidency. However, there are other important positions to contest for, such as the first vice president, second and third, Secretary General and Executive Committee members. There are hundreds of thousands of football lovers in the Gambia. Almost all of them might favor one candidate over the other. However, only 77 delegates will decide the outcome of the election between Lamin Kaba Bajo and Sadibou Kamaso. These delegates are from the 16 First Division clubs, the 18 Second Division clubs, and 28 from the regions. Women's football, the Footballers Association, the Referees and Coaches Association, and the Schools Football Association have a combined 15 votes. The 2 candidates are incumbent Lamin Kaba Bajo, who has served 2 terms between 2014 to 2022. Kaba says he is about continuity, while his challenger Sadibou Kamaso and his team, calling themselves Team Restore Confidence, say they want to bring fresh ideas to the Football Federation. Both candidates have been on the campaign trail, canvassing votes as soon as the election was announced. Who will the delegates elect? Lamin Kaba Bajo or Sadibou Kamaso? All will be revealed on Saturday. Momodu Gajaga, QTV News.
From that story, this is where we're going to draw the curtain. But before we go, here is a recap of the main news headlines. The Ministry of Higher Education, in partnership with the Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA, and UNESCO on Friday, officially handed over the Educational Management Information System database to the government. The Center for Policy Research and Strategic Studies, CEPRAS, has launched a project called Strengthening Citizens' Participation in Local Governance to improve transparency and accountability. Up to 100 crocodiles at the Kachikali Crocodile Pool in Bakau are facing starvation due to a lack of revenue as tourist numbers drop and because of lack of funding. 25 members of the Gambia Police Force have completed a 2-day training on geographic information. In sports news, the Gambia Football Federation GFF presidential election scheduled for the 27th of August will see incumbent Lamin Kaba Abajo, who wants to restore confidence. Well, viewers, that's all we have for you in this edition. Join us at 10 o'clock. Bye.